What's up, everybody? This is Siberian Tiger coming at you with a quick review for the 2025 released Captain Rex premium format figure, and as a bonus, I will throw in a comparison to the Hot Toys 1/6 scale and the original exclusive Phase 1 premium format figure. I wish I remembered this when this came out, but it was definitely feels like over 10 years ago, but don't quote me on that. I don't know, maybe more. But just to give you an idea as far as height goes, the new Captain Rex is 27 inches tall, so he definitely towers over him, the original, as well as a lot of other premium format figures. You know, with a pose like this, the flight is pretty phenomenal, and the engineering behind it that made it all possible. You know, kudos to Sideshow for making that work and making a production piece that holds up pretty strong. So I keep saying, like, something like this would have never been made 10 years ago. You would have got it shipped to you and it would have been in like 20 pieces, but they had this thing packed perfectly, built perfectly. Just to give you a quick comparison to get this guy out of the way, a lot of the weathering, scratching is pretty much beat for beat for the Hot Toys that they transitioned over to the Sideshow one. As far as you can see, like the chest, the scratch on this chest, and you can see there it's not exactly the same as far as application, but the patterning is exactly the same. Just to give you a better example, here's the knee for the Hot Toys and the knee for the Sideshow. You can see the scratching is very, very similar. So we can check out every scratch and I could show you how closely they resemble each other, but just take my word that they are very similar. I'm assuming that Sideshow, you know, took the figure and kind of tried to match it up because they know how Hot Toys does really well with matching up to screen accurate things, although they're not always 100%, but you know what I'm trying to say. Again, out of the screen, there he is, the Phase 1. He still holds up pretty well, but when you see him side to side, obviously this is the cooler one. There's no doubt about that. This might be one of my new favorite pieces in general. It's so dynamic, and he's like one of my favorite characters, so a little biased about that as well. As far as how he's assembled, each wrist is magnetized, strong magnets. Same goes for the other arm. The helmet is also magnetized. The rangefinder does not move. The nice gloss shine to the visor. The little orange peeling to it, so it's not like it's perfect, but you know, I'm just being nitpicky. Details and the paint job is amazing. You know, for the price that you pay for this, you know, definitely it shows. Jetpack is magnetized into the body of the actual figure itself, and there is metal pegs where these exhaust ports are that just connect to the actual jetpack. And moving down, this piece here is removable. This is a separate piece from here up, and this, you can see the seam line for how this notches into the actual main base. Notches in, I guess it's got to be magnetically and electrically so that the LEDs can light up through the plume of smoke and fire. And the main base itself, this here, the nose of the spider droid, is also electrically plugged in to allow that to light up. Speaking of the light ups, let's get it going. It does come with a USB port. Does not have an adapter. It just has the regular USB I don't know what this thing is, the USB 3 port. I don't know. I just know what works with my phone. And there you go. There's the power. Pretty awesome. Everything lights up. Every little plume of fire lights up, except for this one, but you know, come on. What do you expect? The fact that this thing lights up at all is just phenomenal, and how well it lights up, you know, no complaints, no complaints. The eye of the droid lights up. It has a nice high gloss to it. Hard to see on camera, but it's there. All these little extra eyes also light. They don't light up, but they are very glossy. This one's damaged, and you can see the highlights of yellow to make it look like the fire is reflecting off of it. You got a little highlight on each one of these. White. Actually, no, that's a glare. So the yellow is the highlight that's painted. Pretty cool. You can see how bright that light shines through there. And this is with direct light on this thing. With the lights out, this thing is, you know, a sight to behold. I'll try to do that when the review is over, just to give you an idea. But not sure if I mentioned it, but 27 inches tall, limited edition to $750. This is, of course, the Phase 2 version, as opposed to, this is what Phase 1. There is an exclusive Sideshow version of this that they announced after this for the Phase 1 version, which is cleaner, and of course with the Phase 1 helmet. But personally, you know, even if that thing was limited to 1, I would prefer this, because Phase 2 is just, you know, the definitive Captain Rex. This is him in his full glory and splendor. This customized helmet with the weld marks on it, really nicely done. Just to give you some highlights, I think the fabric is really nicely done. You can see the seam lines, or the sewing stitch lines on the actual fabric. You know, the white smoke that fades out into the orange. All the hatch marks that he made for all his fallen brothers, so they say. You know, they're everywhere to be seen. Arms, helmet, legs, hands. Really nicely detailed. The gunmetal look on the guns, pistols. You know, his extra ammo pouch, the leather look to him is really nicely sculpted. This is 100% polystone and resin. So I think Sideshow did an excellent job of this. The edition number is really nice. There's not like a huge amount of these, so you're not going to see them 5 years from now. 50% off discount. You know, these will hopefully sell out in their own time. And, you know, not why I bought it, but I think this will be one of the statues that would increase in value, but that's just my opinion. You know, I wouldn't buy it based on that alone. I'd buy it because it looks so cool, you know. But let me try to turn some lights off. I don't have the editing skills to snap my finger and come back with the lights off, so you're gonna have to follow me. Just one of those lights. Look at that. Look at how the white just shines. And there's still a light on here, so let's see if I can turn this off completely. You can see how beautiful that looks. You know, the eye lights up. Like I said, this thing plugs in on its own, lights up. Excellent job, Sideshow. I highly recommend this statue if it's something you're interested in, your budget. You know, I sold a few Hot Toys figures to get this, and I do not regret it at all. I guess that's it. There's really not much I can say or show you that I haven't said or shown already. So I appreciate you checking out my video. I hope it helped you if you were interested in checking this out for yourself, buying it for yourself, I should say. Or if you just wanted to, you know, see it for its artistic value. And there it is. You know, thanks for watching. Peace.